Hey guys, what is up? A very good morning and welcome to a new daily market outlook. In today's market outlook, as per usual, gold and the major dollar pairs are going to be discussed. By the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to join our free Discord server. Link is in the description down below, and let's dive straight in. Okay guys, so let's start off with the dollar index as per usual, and what we can clearly see at the moment is that we're reacting to this area of supply which I noted out yesterday. Keep in mind, this is a reaction point in the market, however, it does not need to cause a full trend reversal. We're currently seeing a reaction from here. However, we have to keep in mind that the daily is bullish, and this retracement could have been the retracement which is now going to cause us to see trend continuation. Daily is definitely looking very bullish at the moment, and I do think we can break this area of supply. We're simply just reacting to it now because areas of supply in an uptrend are going to form reaction points, but not necessarily, reversal points. So keep that in mind. Of course, we could see a dump, let's say back down all the way in towards this area of demand, which is still untouched. However, keep in mind, daily is looking bullish. We are bullish on the daily as well. We've already seen, let's say, 618 fib retracement, so we could just start seeing further upside continuation. But yeah, with that said, let's just head over to our first pair, which is Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, I'm currently in a short position on Aussie dollar, we have some supply over here. So we came back straight in towards that supply zone. Daily is of course bearish, weekly is of course bearish. I am expecting further downside continuation, especially if I look on the lower time frame and looking at the 4-hour. We can see that we came in towards this area of daily demand. We saw that first initial reaction, liquidated the stops below. However, we haven't really seen any momentum further back up in towards the upside. Hence why I am looking for further downside on this pair. We are currently inside 4-hour demand, so that's kind of against me at the moment, and we could still move up higher in towards this, let's say, supply zone with liquidation happening over here. So if we move up higher, I will be looking for potential shorts from this supply zone. But for now, I am expecting us to, let's say, break this demand zone and kind of break structure over here, create a new lower low, and then look for further downside. That's kind of what my idea is behind Aussie dollar for the moment. So yeah, let's just head over to euro dollar, our next pair. And euro dollar is currently inside 4-hour demand, so we came in with lots and lots of momentum, so we could see a reversal come. However, we have to keep in mind that if this demand zone was really that strong, we would have probably already seen a V-shaped reaction out of it. So at the moment, we're just kind of stuck inside. So that means, to me personally, there's not a lot of demand inside of it. Not as much as I would have hoped, because what we can see over here clearly is that once you come in towards this 4-hour refined demand zone, inside a daily demand zone, because it's stacked, you would expect, let's say, a full-on reversal. However, what we can see is that we're just consolidating, let's say, seeing a reaction. This could just be that bullish fake out before a further continuation in towards the downside. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at on euro dollar at the moment. Of course, if we see pullback, that would be beautiful. Then look for shorts from, let's say, this area of supply back down lower, because at the end of the day, the daily is still bearish and the weekly is still bearish. So we are essentially looking for higher time frame continuation in towards the downside, but the 4-hour is bullish. So we could definitely see a reaction from here. However, I would be more convinced of a reaction if we saw kind of like that V-shaped reaction and not necessarily just consolidation inside the demand zone. Okay, that's that. Let's head over to pound dollar. So pound dollar is looking good for further downside as well. Potentially what we just saw on the 15-minute is a fake out on the highs, tap in towards this supply zone over here. So pretty much just looking for further downside, kind of this corrective ascending price action. Wouldn't be surprised if we do start seeing further downside very soon from this pair, in line with the daily trend essentially, because as we all know, the daily is bearish. And yeah, since here we've already been calling out dollar or pound dollar shorts essentially, in line with the daily trend. Of course, pullback has happened, so this is a reaction point over here, but I do eventually expect this to break in line with daily structure. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Let's say we do see a pullback in the near future, then we could start looking for shorts from these areas of 4-hour supply. We have some 4-hour supply over here. However, I would favor this 4-hour area of supply because we have this beautiful area of liquidation right below it. So let's head over to Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar is, yeah, okay. So what we can currently see, essentially what I expected yesterday is kind of happening. However, I drew it from the body to the wick, but you can also draw this zone from wick to wick. What we can clearly see is that we have a push down, consolidation, push down, coming back in towards consolidation, and now seeing downside continuation after wicking into it. So this means there's a lot of supply in here, as we can see. Just a quick tap, downside continuation. That for me notes that the market is wanting to move down lower and that there are bearish intentions from Kiwi dollar. So yeah, we could start moving down lower. As you guys know, this area of demand which we had over here failed, and yeah, we do have some demand in, let's say, this area of consolidation, but it's not fresh. As we can see, we moved out of it, came back in over here, and then saw further upside continuation. So yeah, for me, it does look more logical for Kiwi dollar to start selling off further downwards. So yeah, that's Kiwi dollar. Let's head over to gold. So gold, guys, and gold is looking good for further downside. As we can clearly see, supply is currently in control. We had supply over here, supply gets hit, further downside. Then once again, supply is formed over here, break of this low caused by this bullish candle over here, the buy before the sell. Market comes back in towards it, and from there starts dumping again. So yeah, looking good for further downside for now. Very nice reaction to supply and demand on gold this last few days. As we can clearly see, this demand zone caused price to move back up in towards this supply zone, and then this supply zone push price back down again. Very beautiful price action, to be honest. So looking at the lower time frame at the moment, what I'm kind of looking at is for potential shorts on gold from this area of 15-minute supply. So if we still see a pullback up, that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at, liquidation of this high and then further downside. I don't want to be staring myself dead on that 4-hour liquidity high all the way at 1831 over here, because that does, it just does not need to get hit for further downside, because we have to keep in mind still that the 4-hour is bearish, and supply is currently in control on the 4-hour, as we can clearly see over here, and I just showed you guys. So keep that in mind and just try and short it as long as demand, or excuse me, supply is still in control. So yeah, guys, that's that for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all a fantastic trading day. If you have any questions, just reach out to me through Discord, and I hope to speak to you all soon. Thanks, guys.